Hello, it's Renee Bengelsdorf, founder of the Clear Skies course. In this video, I'm going to share everything you need to know about our program and how it could help you move the needle in your business or expand your sphere of influence. But first, let me ask you something important. Are you happy with the amount of time you spend in security queues, airport terminals, and rental car lines? Are you frustrated with the limitations of airline schedules or connections? Are you stuck in that commercial aviation rut? Making change, no matter how big or small, is never easy. You may want the better experience, but it's challenging to justify the ROI on private aviation. Even worse are the negative thoughts and doubts that begin creeping in when you're fed up with the alternatives. If you've ever heard yourself saying, "What if the economy changes and I'm stuck with this expensive asset?" Or, "What if I have to go back to flying commercial after I've spoiled my staff or family with a private jet?" It's okay, that's totally normal. Switching from public transportation to using private at least some of the time is a big decision. It's a lifestyle change that can free you up to be more productive, more creative, and have more quality time with the things or people who matter most. The implications for positive change are significant. So are the risks. There are not consumer protections to ensure you aren't spending too much. And when you start looking at private air travel as a competitive differentiator, the likelihood of making unknowingly poor financial decisions increases exponentially. With all that being said, I have good news. You can change your odds of success in private aviation by being educated about the choices. Let's look at the facts. Every year, there are business leaders or influencers just like you getting the edge on their competition using private aviation. You don't have to look any further than the Oval Office to see that. In fact, private aviation use is increasing, and there are more people than ever before engaging private flight as a business tool for the very first time to expand their sphere of influence or grow their profits. In the first video of this 40,000-foot game changer workshop, I covered how people like Sam Walton and Donald Trump use business aviation to build their empires. And in the second video, I highlighted the rapidly changing options available to business people like you and me. Feel free to pause this video and go back and watch those two if you haven't already seen them. With the number of options popping on the market, it's never been easier to soar higher than your competition or to get left in the dust. With a pro-business government in Washington, D.C., businesses just like yours and mine are starting to move their cash stockpiles into strategic measures to grow and expand. That's why now is such a great time to be thinking about and implementing a private aviation plan. This plan should consider your budget for travel both right now and as your company or influence grows. You should identify how many times a year your key personnel fly, to what locations, and how often, if ever, people travel together. Additionally, you might dream a little about where and how you could expand your footprint if you weren't limited by commercial aviation. Like Sam Walton and his scouting of new Walmart locations from the air, you might find a competitive advantage you hadn't recognized before. You also need to look specifically at your current mission. What airports are closest to you or your frequent destinations? 9 times out of 10, there's a municipal airport closer. And I say 9 times out of 10 because there are roughly 500 airports in the United States with commercial air service. There are 5,000 that can accommodate private air travel. Once you've determined the most convenient airport, you'll also need to consider altitude and runway length. These are important factors along with the weight, rate of climb, and runway performance of your aircraft. And remember, takeoff weight is impacted by the amount of fuel, passengers, and luggage you have on board. It's a real bummer to buy or charter an aircraft only to discover it's not safe to take off out of the mountains with enough fuel on board to make it home nonstop. By mapping out the options, prioritizing your budget, and planning ahead for contingencies, you can take advantage of last-minute opportunities to close a deal or meet face-to-face. By having a strategic plan in place, you can be the one growing your business, expanding your sphere of influence, and leaving the competition in well, your jet wash. Imagine how it will feel to finally have the freedom to make judicious choices about when to fly commercially or privately, or what type of plan to use or aircraft to buy. Imagine having the know-how to set up a travel or flight department without worrying that someone is taking advantage of your budget or lack of expertise with the market. Imagine being in a private terminal with like-minded, successful individuals instead of stuck between tourists on an overcrowded commercial flight, stressed about making your connection or your meeting. This is the opportunity that we have today as business leaders or influencers, and it's the reason I am so passionate about this work. I know people like you can benefit from private aviation, but I hate seeing you be fleeced just because you have money. And trust me, I've seen it a lot in my years buying and selling planes. There are a lot of people with their hands out, and there isn't much reliable information out there to protect your interests. That's why I created the Clear Skies course. So if you're a business leader trying to move the needle faster than your competition, or if you're an influencer trying to get noticed in an increasingly noisy world, or you just aren't sure where to get started with private aviation, the Clear Skies course can help. What exactly is the Clear Skies course? It's an online resource with some of the industry's best-known experts, making sure that you know the ins and outs of private aviation. If you're ready to buy a plane, this program is definitely for you. Even if you aren't ready for a private jet with your name on the side, but you just want to understand the basics and maybe have someone review your private aviation plan, like my friend Sharon, this is also for you. The course focuses on defining a private aviation plan that fits your lifestyle, business goals, and budget. It provides a forum for other members to discuss and review different and new options. It helps you identify the right aircraft type when you're ready to buy and outlines the things that need to be addressed in any offer. It walks you through how to properly schedule a pre-purchase inspection so you don't have any big surprises once you close on the plane. It identifies potential pitfalls in aircraft purchase agreements and legal language you want to include. We also provide insight on ways attorneys inflate their hours when working on your transaction. Furthermore, we set you up for success after your purchase with an in-depth look at insurance, hiring pilots, management companies, whether or not to charter, maintenance, state and federal tax implications, safe and legal operations, upgrading your avionics, adding Wi-Fi, and refurbishing paint and interior. This Clear Skies course is not for someone who blindly trusts their pilot or attorney to make business decisions on their behalf. It was created for only those who want to make conscientious decisions about a private aviation plan both now and in the future. Here's how it works. All of the course materials, plus the bonuses I'll tell you about a little later, will be available in a members-only website. Each of the 5 modules contains several short topical lessons delivered in video, audio, and transcribed formats so that you can easily find and review relevant information. We encourage you to go through the course in sequential order, but realize you may have an urgent need to access some information immediately. You'll have access to the course indefinitely, so you can always refer back to the materials as often as you need them. Is there anything else you should know? Absolutely. I want you to have everything you need to succeed, which is why you're getting even more than the core curriculum. I'm also including some additional resources and an unprecedented offer. First, we'll make our buyer's guides and market reports available to you free of charge within the course bonus section. Then, when you're ready to buy an aircraft, I'll give you Charlie Bravo Aviation's lowest acquisition fees automatically. Secondly, if you're deciding between several models, we'll run an aircraft cost calculator comparison for you so you can get specific numbers on the operations of different planes. When combined with our market insight on what owners are asking and how much they will actually take, you can get a true cost of ownership and make the best possible choice. All of these bonuses will be immediately available to you inside the members area. Plus, Clear Skies course subscribers will have the opportunity to be inaugural members of the Clear Skies Club, where we highlight that month's 5 hottest buys, break down actual deals, do Q&A with industry experts, and give you a synopsis of what's new or interesting in the industry. The investment for this Clear Skies course and all of the bonuses is just $5,000. As you consider joining us, I want you to remember it's a small price to pay when you consider your travel budget or the acquisition and management of a multi-million-dollar asset. Knowing what you're doing can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, not to mention innumerable headaches. Think about where you could be as a speaker, a business leader, or an entrepreneur 6 months from now if you are not shackled by the constraints of commercial airlines and have the confidence to know you are flying privately in the most responsible way possible. Imagine your significance and success improving simultaneously while your stress level and time away from home are decreasing. Because we want to give our undivided attention to making sure you succeed with your private aviation plan, we are accepting only a limited number of participants and are opening enrollment only for a few days. The course may not be offered again for months. Before you give up this opportunity, think again about what's at stake. Private aviation used as a business tool is a competitive differentiator. Don't let that difference maker be your competitor. You can regain control of your travel schedule, grow profits, expand your influence, and reconnect with what matters most. Thousands of other successful people have already done it. You can start the new journey today. One of our very good friends, whom I'll call Jack, is a public speaker with an international audience. He doesn't fly privately on international trips, but when he's here in the States, a private plane enables him to speak in 3 different locations in 2 days, with only 1 night away from his family. That means Jack can sell 3 times as many books and programs as when he had to fly on an airline schedule and make connections to end up in the one city. He's told us the whole experience has made him feel 10 years younger and built his influence exponentially. He hasn't missed important events with his kids or grandkids, and he's even had time to get away to go hiking or fishing to recharge his batteries. It makes him more energized on stage and more engaged with his audiences, which of course just continues to build his brand. Jack says he wouldn't do it without our guidance, and he was thrilled to know we are going to help others through this course. Clear Skies is a program I know will transform how you think about and use private aviation. So if this Game Changer workshop has resonated with you, then I invite you to say yes. Yes to exploring new options. Yes to expanding your business or influence. Yes to regaining control of your travel schedule. I look forward to being your guide along the way. Click the button below and register now. I'll see you inside the program.